In this land of vitriol and so much harsh and slanderous words being bantered back and forth, and so much fear, it's time that we start moving away from classifying people by their race. Because if we truly are people of faith, we realize there are not different races in this world, but there's one human race to which everyone belongs. And yes, it's important to make distinctions, but we can make those distinctions in terms of ethnicity, nationality, and culture. It's more honest, it's more respectful. There's one human race and a great diversity within it. A great model, patron, and mentor for that truth is Saint Martin de Porres of Peru. His story is so significant that it's worth reiterating a little bit because he had such a great love of God. It grounded him that he extended it easily and freely to his neighbors, a group which was all-inclusive for him, with no distinctions. Listen to some of this story of St. Martin de Porres, who lived in the late 16th and the first 40 years of the 17th century in Peru. Society deemed him illegitimate, meaning that his parents, of course, were not married. He was the son of a freed woman who had come from Panama. She was probably of African, but also perhaps North American stock. And the father was a Spanish grande of Lima. He inherited the features and the dark complexion of his mother, and so his father disowned him and had nothing to do with him for 8 years. Finally, they were somewhat reconciled. But after the birth of the sister, the father abandoned the family completely, and Martin and his sister were raised in poverty. At 12, his mother apprenticed him to a barber surgeon, and that's how he found his livelihood, cutting hair and also drawing blood, which was a medical practice at the time. As he grew a few years into this medical apostolate, he applied to the Dominican order to be a lay helper because he didn't feel himself worthy to be a religious brother. However, his faith, his witness, his kindness, his prayer convinced the Dominicans that they wanted him to be one of them, and they accepted him fully as a religious brother. He was known for his prayer, his impressive treatment of all the peoples there, regardless of the color of their skin or their status. He was instrumental in finding an orphanage. He took care of all the slaves who were brought there from Africa, and he managed even getting daily alms for distributing to the poor. He became the procurator for the priory and the city, and he was alone able to bring in a great amount of blankets, shirts, candles, even candy for the poor, and many miracles were associated in his care for the less fortunate. He became a formidable fundraiser for the Dominicans as well because of his witness. Many of his fellow religious took him, Martin de Porres, as their spiritual director, although he always referred to himself as a poor slave of God. And you might enjoy knowing that a good friend of his also became a saint, perhaps a little more well known, for Martin only became canonized by Pope John the 23rd in the 1960s. His friendship was with Saint Rose of Lima, Peru.